Today I'm going to talk about my schizophrenia and some of the problems that I've had with it. As many of you know, I'm schizophrenic, and I've been for a while. Sometimes on my videos I don't make sense or I say strange things because, well, I get confused. I go through so many different awarenesses a day that it's hard for me to always pinpoint exactly what's happened. Um, yeah, so I used to hear voices. I really don't hear voices anymore. I haven't for a while. Sometimes I get intrusive thoughts. Yeah. So I still struggle with Putin. Putin smiles everywhere at me. Sometimes he does it to be mean, sometimes he does it to be nice, and I'm stuck with him as a hallucination, and I don't understand why people get so angry about it or like, oh, you think you know Putin? I'm like, okay. So anyway, people are dumb. We all know that. Not dumb, but, fixed on themselves. I really shouldn't call anybody stupid because I'm like the dumbest thing on earth. So anyway, when schizophrenia goes untreated, things happen like my head injury, and now I can't feel very well. And I suffer a lot of cognitive problems from both schizophrenia. I had an IQ test done with that and a head injury. I have lesions in my white matter, and especially in my frontal lobe. Yeah, so the blow to the head didn't do anything good. And sometimes I get really hot. Like, I had to stop walking today because my head felt like it was going to explode. And then I'll get too cold and I'll get really emo because I have a different injury with that. I have Raynaud's, and I also have some psychological problems with getting cold. So yeah, I'm pretty much useless. Please don't kill me. But anyway, yeah, so if you do have schizophrenia, it's very important to get treated. And I'm going to talk about why it's so agonizing when it's full blown and when you have strong emotions or if you don't take medicine for it, because reality will come through you. And autism, it's a little different in my opinion. You'll have sensory overload, but when you're schizophrenic, it all comes in randomly. Like flowers will talk to you and say that there's sun in the sky and that it's a beautiful day when it's a winter's dreary day, and you're just looking at artificial flowers and you've gotten that whole conversation from them. That's kind of a bad example. I guess a good example would be back in Virginia when I was in the grocery store. Yeah, so I was reading a beauty magazine and it said Vice, and then I saw kittens on a bag of litter, and I was like, oh, Putin has a vice for kittens. And then I'd go and I'd be like, no, 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 and I'd fight it. And then I would have this other delusion where uh I would be trying to get I'd be walking by a rice box and it would show a little ankle of this lady, like back in the 18th century. And I would be like, oh, and it would be like, oh, show a little leg to Putin. And I'm like, I don't want to. And then I'd fight it like that, and I'd be screaming at boxes. And the cops came a few times when I spent the night in the grocery store because I would go talk to things, and they were like, do you need some help? And they didn't get me for trespassing. They just kept following me everywhere I went. I got a lot of special attention. We all know I like attention. Anyway, before I go, I'm going to try to show you my cat, if he'll come to me. He's the only reason why I really breathe or do anything. I love this cat. So anyway, Kiko, come here. Kiko, get over here. Kiko. Kiko, get over here. Come here. Oh, you're going to go on film. You're going to go on film. Yeah. Isn't he the most beautiful thing in the universe? He's the reason for life on Earth. I love him. I love Mr. Kiko. Mr. Kiko is my baby. I love Mr.